Steelers' first big move of free agency. This signing changes everything for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. My name is Peyton Kleppe, and today on Steelers Digest, the Steelers have made a big contract restructuring that changes everything for the defense. Real quick, before you do anything, click that subscribe button down below. We're going to get you guys the daily Steelers news regarding free agency, trades, coaching rumors, anything like that, anything Steelers related, we will get it to you daily. But let's get right into the news. Steelers linebacker Cole Holcomb has agreed to a restructured deal. This guy got injured in 2023. I believe he blew his Achilles. And it was a big hit for the Steelers defense because he was a young Steelers linebacker who we signed alongside Landon Roberts, hoping to build off him as the future of our defense. The Steelers have been looking for a steady inside linebacker since probably about 2017 when our guy Ryan Shazier went down with that injury that we all know, that horrific back injury. But this guy actually finally got healthy last year, and he was able to come back for, I believe, like the last two games of the season. I believe he only really played special teams, but he's still healthy. So this guy really has a chance to play next year, and I'm super excited because, this guy was really counted out like last year and even after the year before that. It's been 2 years since this guy's really played football. And nobody really thought he was going to come back. I remember there was reports coming out that the Steelers were probably just going to move on from him and he was just going to become another cap casualty, probably get released. But to get this news that he's getting a restructured deal and staying with the team in 2025, 2026, it's really cool to see. This guy was really awesome when he did play for us. He had two forced fumbles, a ton of tackles, and he was a great player that really helped our defense out. So, the official report was from Tom Pelissero of NFL Media. He said that Holcomb and the Pittsburgh Steelers have agreed to a revised contract that will keep Holcomb with the club, and it clears up $4 million in cap space. So, this is huge because it really indicates that the Steelers hope to keep him in this next season, and it also clears up some cap space. So, right as we head into free agency, this definitely is a positive thing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As we look to probably sign our next quarterback in the upcoming week before the draft, and it also just gives us some leeway to sign some other positions possibly. Whether or not we're looking to get that number two receiver in the draft or in free agency, it gives us some leeway with that because that's definitely a position of need that into this offseason, we're definitely going to have to capitalize on because last season we did not, and it really showed last season, not having that number two receiver. So we're definitely going to have to capitalize this offseason, whether Omar wants to go through the draft or free agency. I expect the Steelers to bring in another wide receiver somehow, but that clearing up that cap space is just always great. And it's cool to see that he's coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers because, like I said, before he got injured, he was a great player. He was looking like a young star on our defense. We got him from the Commanders, and he was great over there. And he was cool when he played for us too. And since his injury, the Steelers have really shored up that inside linebacker position. We got Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson, who, those guys played pretty well last year. Patrick Queen was one of our big free agent signings last year. I was super excited when we got him because I really loved watching him at LSU. He was on that crazy championship team with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, all those crazy guys. And he was a great player. And when he got drafted to the Ravens, I was not happy because, I loved watching him at LSU. He was a great player, physical player, also a pretty good pass coverage guy, and also great at stopping the run and getting some blitzes. But yeah, Peyton Wilson's been great. He's a coverage linebacker. He's fast. He can also, as we saw last year, he had those two pretty crazy turnovers against divisional opponents. He had that pick against the Baltimore Ravens where it was that acrobatic falling catch, and against the Bengals he had that fumble recovery for a touchdown that Nick Herbig forced the fumble. So, those are two young, bright stars on our defense already in the inside linebacker position. I believe Queen is only 25, 26. I believe probably 26. And Wilson's, he's only going to be a second-year player, so he's probably around like 23, 24. And, Holcomb's 28, but he's still probably going to be in the rotation next year. I expect him to at least compete in training camp with probably a Landon Roberts, who we also still have under contract, I believe, one more year, or he may be a free agent. I'm not really sure, but Steelers will probably look to bring this guy back next year. Whenever this guy does play, he's pretty darn good. If you guys did not, if you don't remember that play against the Cowboys where he had that goal line stand where he hit stick that dude and forced the fumble, that was pretty awesome. If you have not seen that, go check it out. There was a clip against the Cowboys game last year where he had a crazy goal line stand. He like stuffed the guy. He forced a fumble. It was ridiculous. So he is up there in age, but this guy is probably one of the best run stuffers in the NFL right now. He is kind of old, but he is a two-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots, and he still fits on our defense. So I expect in camp, Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts probably to compete for that number 3 inside linebacker position. It's kind of funny because a few years ago, those guys really came in to Pittsburgh together. I believe we got them around the same offseason, or Landon probably a little bit earlier, but we got them probably around the same time, around that 2021 range. And they both played good. Cole Holcomb, if he was on the field, I expected him to probably play a lot better than obviously he did when he was on the field. So we'll see what the Steelers do. It's definitely a good problem to have. In the past, we've definitely not had the benefit of the doubt with having a crowded inside linebacker group for probably the last 15 years. Like I said, since Ryan Shazier went down in 2017, the Steelers have not had a sure inside linebacker, a sure tackler in the middle. A guy that could really hold down the defense and be the captain of the defense. So to have an inside linebacker room with 4 solid, probably debatably starters is a good problem to have, and I'm super excited going into next year. I think this will be our probably best defense to date on paper. With 4 probably possibly starting inside linebackers at the starting linebacker position. And then having our 2 guys on the edge, TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, I think we're looking at one of the best linebacking cores in the NFL, just basically based on depth and talent. We've got a lot of young guys and a lot of talent. So that is all I have for you today. Stay tuned because I expect the Steelers to make a lot more moves in these next coming days. But thanks so much. Let's get that 7th Super Bowl. Peace out.